copywritten production of the Recreation Centers of Sun City Incorporated and is intended for the sole purpose of informing our Recreation Center members. Any duplication, copying, transmission, broadcast, or use, including electronic and social media, is strictly prohibited without the prior written consent from the Recreation Centers of Sun City Incorporated. Thank you for watching.
Welcome, everyone. We're going to begin tonight with the Sun City Posse presenting the colors. If you would please rise if you are able, and once the colors have been posted, we'll recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Posse.
Present arms.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Arms.
All right, you may be seated. Welcome to our annual meeting this evening. I'm Tom Foster. I'm the president of the 2026 Board of Directors, and this meeting will be audio and video recorded and is also being live streamed by the RCSC management. Please take out your cell phones and electronic devices, as I always fail to do, and check to ensure that they're in a silent mode. As a reminder, any verbal or physical aggression towards any member, guest, or RCSC employee is not acceptable, and offenders may be asked to leave the meeting. Alan, can you put the agenda up there real quick? He may have entrusted me with the clicker here, which could lead to a very long evening, so we'll try not to let that happen. But you see the agenda up here on the various screens, and it might look a little busy to you, that you're kind of going, oh, what did I get into tonight? But I believe we'll be able to work through this pretty efficiently. And I will speak on a couple of slides. Vice President Nettesheim will speak on a couple, as will General Manager Rebecca Hill. Let's start by introducing the Board of Directors that are in attendance this evening. Director John Brissett.
Good evening, everybody.
Director Collins is not here yet.
Just walked in the room.
There he is.
Oh, there he is. Always the grand entrance.
Welcome, Steve. Glad you made it.
Director Mike Kopic.
Good evening, everyone.
Director Jana Mapes.
Hello.
Director Jim Ruff.
Welcome to you all.
Secretary Preston Keiss.
Evening. I heard Steve is buying all of the drinks that he has. He's buying for everybody. When you leave, he'll give you a ticket.
That sounded like almost unanimous, Steve. Treasurer Rick Gray
Good evening.
and Vice President Chris Nettesheim.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for coming. We really appreciate your presence.
Secretary Kais will be our timekeeper tonight when we get to the portion of the meeting where we will have member participation. The 3-minute, please take your seat. The 3-minute policy will be followed tonight, and we're expecting perhaps numerous folks to wish to speak, so we'll try to leave adequate time, but we do need to make sure that we're able to wind up with plenty of time for the crew to break down the room and get it set up for events for tomorrow. So let me introduce quickly management. Not sure how many folks are here from management, but General Manager Rebecca Hill
Hi, everybody.
is, I'm sorry?
Kevin's back there at the back door.
Oh, yeah, okay. Hiding in the back of the room, Director of Finance, Kevin McCurdy. Director. It's not your turn yet, so. Director of Facilities, Mike Whiprud. There, he's back over here. Director of Operations is Mike Deermeyer. And the Director of Golf is Eddie Renio. Way back there. All right. Marcia Johnson is the board coordinator. And one thing we wanted.
Director of IT.
Is Peter here tonight?
Yes.
So our Director of IT is Peter Aurelio. Can you wave, Peter? There he is, right at the back doors. Take my word for it, this kid is a wizard when it comes to computers and internets and all the infrastructure that are needed to run this place. So if you see him with a ball and chain around his ankle, it's because we're not letting him get away. One last thing I guess I wanted to also add is, this is an organization of volunteers, and many of you volunteer on our standing committees, and I don't have names of everyone here, but if you serve on one of our standing committees, if you would just stand real quick, and we'll give you a round of applause for volunteering. All right. Let me also recognize Alan Kleinhans, who's over here on the side, Carly Young, Miguel Jackson, who serve as audiovisual, and of course the Sundial staff, who sets this place up for us. And Rebecca, did you want to make, okay, go ahead.
Good evening, everybody. I would just like to take a minute to thank our sponsors. If we could put them up on the big screen, please. 100% of this annual member meeting is free thanks to our community partners. And I'd like to specifically call out the Conrad team as our platinum sponsors who provided all the hot dogs, chips, and drinks tonight. Give them a hand. In addition to Alluvion Communications, who also provided the separate drink area for anybody who didn't want to stand in line. All of our sponsors have provided the prizes here tonight, so we ask that anybody who may be in the market for any of their services to please consider their businesses first, as they are investing in your community. Stay till the very end, we encourage you, and you can win the grand prize, which is the 85-inch TV. You must be present to win, and tonight we also have AirPods and iPads, TVs, and so much more, so good luck to everyone.
If you're driving a Volkswagen, you may have trouble with that TV. Okay, but speaking of door prizes,
Yep.
we should get started with the first one of those. Mr. Deermeyer.
He's right there.
Awesome. This is a 65-inch Samsung TV, compliments of quality lock and key, and the member winner is Glenn Saylor. There you go. And our own Vanna White here will be delivering. And the second prize here at this round will be a gourmet gift basket plus $100 gift card, compliments of Empire Pump. And the winner is Linda Thompson. I think way in the back there. Okay, let's move on with our agenda here.
Hey, Tom,
Yes,
if I could, just so you guys know, everybody who checked in with your member number got entered into a random number generator, and then it randomly picked your member number, and that's how you win. You don't need a raffle ticket or anything like that. Just showing up is good enough. That's it.
and showing up was not good enough for board members. You are not eligible to win.
Besides them and staff.
Or staff, yeah. Okay. Alan, can you give me the board highlights slide real quick? Okay, so these are some of the major accomplishments from the board's point of view, and these are 2025 accomplishments, and we can't really get everything up there, but let me just run through this pretty quickly. The Quail Run renovation continues the RCSC's compliance with the Arizona Department of Water Resources requirements to regulate the amount of water we're allowed to pump from our ground wells, and that there will be similar types of projects in the future on other golf courses in order to meet those future requirements. The bylaws bullet there, as you may have remembered earlier in 2025, our legal counsel had the joyous opportunity of telling us that over the years the bylaws had become a bit out of date relative to changes in Arizona law, and so we needed to update all of those, and Director Keist led a group that revised all of those bylaws. The board policy bullet was then, once the bylaws were changed, the board policies needed to be updated to be in compliance and consistent with the new bylaws. I know it says pool refurbishments, but there's a lot more going on there than just pools, but Oakmont had decking and furniture as well as a fitness room. The Fairway had pool furniture, and the community room, if you've been over there on the second floor of Fairway to see that room. Marinette had pool decking and new furniture. Mountain View had some decking work done and some resurfacing of tennis and pickleball courts. But there were approximately 160 of these projects that took place during 2025, and they range from repair of pumps to sewers to painting projects, roofing, HVACs, paving projects, and lighting of parking lots for instance, out at Willow Creek. So the list goes on, but there was a lot of work done in 2025. Election Buddy there was a reference to the software that we were using to do elections. That vendor notified us that they were no longer supporting that package. Merry Christmas, that was good to hear. But the Elections Committee took on that project, researched different software packages, found an appropriate package, got it up and running, got it tested, and it was used successfully in last fall's board elections, and we will be using that going forward. And finally, near and dear to my heart, although I don't get to talk about budgets tonight because everybody knows you. There you go. I don't get to do that part. However, one of the things that we talked about all during 2025 was pledging to you that we were going to get that our finances in order and finish into black. And we did. And thank you. And we'll let General Manager Hill discuss that because I would bore you to death with all of that. It had nothing to do with you.
No, it was the great work that our prides did in beautifying Sun City.
They did do tremendous amount of work on the streets and updating things, so thank you to the prides. All right. Next, I think, is Vice President Nedesign, who will give you a little chat about the status at Mountain View.
Okay, here we go. I'm coming down.
And she's off.
And I'm off. So I can't stand behind a podium to save my life. I'm just too short. So the final option that we chose for Mountain View, I think many of you have heard all the different options and things we've talked about with Mountain View, but the final option we chose was option 3B+, and in the packets you have, there is an image of what we chose. The reason we chose the options that we did was it provided the most amenities in the most usable space that we had at Mountain View. We were landlocked, we were limited, we had to think about parking specifically. And so as we move forward, we had to make a decision. Originally 3B was up, and then we amended it to change from renovating the clubhouse and the mini golf building to actually tearing it down and replacing it. So when you look at this image, we see the pool, we see shading for the pool, we see different parking areas, we see more pickleball courts, we see tennis courts, we see performance space. We also see new locker rooms and new fitness space. Many of us have talked about Mountain View not having the greatest fitness space. And we're looking at trying to, as we move forward, looking to the future while still meeting the needs of the present. And can we go back one, please, Alan? Okay. So we did a lot of research and analysis, and one of the things I want to share with you guys, this came from a member, and I just want to share some of the things that we read. This came from a member talking about whether we wanted retractable or fixed floor seating. We had another member who sent an extensive write-up on whether retractable seating versus fixed floor seating was good. And we got a lot of information from our architects, as well as going to on-site visits. I went to several on-site visits. After reading everything and looking at this specific space and what it provides to the members today, and what we could provide to the members without having a negative impact on the members that rely on this space so heavily, we made the decision to go with the fixed floor seating in the performance space. The reason for that is because it makes sense for our population today and tomorrow. So I just wanted to share, we did a lot of research and analysis. Triarch had, over multiple months, many touch points with the different members. Some of you may have spoken to them, some of you may not, but we had multiple touch points. So we took all of that information that you guys shared with us, people who were in support of it, people who were not in support of different decisions that we were making there, and we weighed that in and made the decision that we thought was for the best interest of our members. So that's the research and analysis that we did when we were making our decision. Alan, thank you. So our current status. See our shovel in the ground? Do you see where our shovel in the ground is? It's at Mountain View. We relocated it. So we now have a shovel in the ground. It's not construction yet, but it is a shovel in the ground to say, we're getting there. We're absolutely getting there. Again, everybody is having additional opportunity to participate. We've met with stakeholders for the more detailed design. What should be in fitness, what should be in pickleball, all the different pieces and parts that's gonna be at Mountain View, all the different clubs that are there, potential clubs that have indicated an interest of being at Mountain View going forward. All of that is in there, so that's our opportunity to participate. It will continue to be our opportunity to participate because as they get further and further in, they're going to need more information. So those of you that have participated through your clubs, please continue sending information their way and let your president, your vice president, whoever is your contact point, let us know. Because we are still talking through this. Nothing like green carpets and orange curtains has been decided yet. Not to that point, okay? So we're thinking probably not green carpet and orange curtains. Sounds kind of, I mean, we could do orange carpet and purple curtains. But anyway, the future communication is going to continue. Throughout the summer, I will be doing the monthly updates like I did last year. So through June, I'll be doing it at the exchange meeting, just like I have, but I'll continue doing that during the summer. And we will be on our website. Thank you to our new general manager. We have a new marketing and communication person who will help us have a bigger footprint in social media and a lot of different places. So that's going to help us. So, you know, follow us on Facebook. Don't know if we're going anywhere other than that right now, but follow us on Facebook, look at the website, and think about, YouTube. Follow us on YouTube, subscribe to our channel. So I know many of you have indicated today how much they appreciate the fact that we are streaming our meetings now. So for those that may not be aware, this meeting is streaming. People cannot participate, comment like normal, because this is the annual member meeting, but they are able to watch it even if they're not able to be here. So we're doing everything we can to make sure all of the communications are going out there to everybody we can reach. And this is wonderful, seeing you guys here. Thank you for coming. Sincerely, you guys being here is what makes this all worthwhile. So thank you.
Okay, now I would like to embarrass Mr. Deermeyer if he would come up. Is he hiding behind the curtain here?
You're live.
Is this the second run?
No, not yet.
Stand right there. You have to be embarrassed. Stand right there.
It's not a good start.
Okay.
Can you ask Alan? Alan, can you put the slide up? So.
All right, so during 25, we operated without a full-time general manager for about 6 months. And Mr. Deermeyer stepped in as the interim GM during this period and really did a fantastic job. And the board knows that the GM position and don't take this too seriously, Rebecca, but it does exact a toll on individuals and their families. But in recognition for the efforts that Mike and his family made during this 6-month period, the board would like to express to Mr. Diermeyer and his family its appreciation. So please accept the gift card for dinner for you and your wife. And there's a commemorative award in here recognizing the above and beyond service that you and your family provided to the RCSC during 2025. Perhaps you would.
So what many of us may not realize is the day that Mr. Diermeyer had to step into the acting general manager role, we had a serious sadness occur at George's. We had a young man who ended his life, and that was his first exposure to being the acting general manager. And I cannot compliment him enough about how he handled that and how he communicated. And from the day he stepped into the role to the day he stepped out of the role, he gave 150% because he was doing 2, sometimes 3 jobs. So I cannot thank you enough.
He's got to give a speech now? Well, I'm not sure, because anybody who gives 150% suggests to me they don't know mathematics very well. But you're good? All right, that's fine. Alan, there's a slide there with a couple of personnel notes, significant hires. There you go, thank you. So our general manager, Rebecca Hill, was hired during this year, and Director of Golf, Eddie Renio. And those two went through a grinding hiring exercise. But, you know, really, at the end of the day, they were awesome, and we are so glad to have them. And they have continued to just outstanding service for the membership. So thank you to you guys, and let's give them a quick round of applause. Okay, Vice President Edison, you want to talk a little bit about foundation?
Yes, I do. Alan, can I have the slides, please? You don't need to show me. Everybody knows what I look like. So, Sun City Foundation 2025 highlights and 2026 goals. I would like all members of the Sun City Foundation board to please stand. So every one of these people give of their time, give of their love, and give of their effort to our community to help ensure that they provide the support that's needed. So thank you guys very much. Next slide, thank you. So our highlights, we did the assessment assistance, about 110-ish people we provided assessment assistance for. Center for Seniors, we were able to provide about $300 worth of gift cards to every member that received assistance. And that's on you guys. That's not the foundation. That's from the goodness and the gift giving of your hearts. So thank you for that. We ended the year in budget and in maintaining our assessment balance. So the neat thing about it is we were just slightly down, which meant that we gave out all that money, $63,000 plus of money, and still ended up almost with the same ending balance, which I think was amazing. Our goals for 2026 is we actually have our first grant submitted on March 10th to the Christopher Reeves Foundation to help with lifts at Belle Pool. There have been several people asking for additional lifts at Bell because there are none, and we applied for this grant, and we'll keep our fingers crossed. We'll find out on May 31st. We're continuing to do assessment assistance. For those that have not stopped at our table, I'd encourage you to stop at our table because we are doing several fundraisers, 40 for 40, which is $40 for our 40 years. That's going to the beautification fund for RCSC. So this is our first step into providing support and grants for something other than just assessment assistance. So we're actually looking at how do we support RCSC as a whole, and this is one of the things we're doing. So 40 for 40 will go to beautification. The golf tournament and the bowling tournament will go in, and we will, once we decide on the funds or what projects, we will let everybody know. But the golf tournament will be towards the end of the year. So I'm really hoping you guys will sign up and do the golf tournament, especially the golfers that are here. And the bowling tournament is just going to be a standard tournament. And thank you to Mike Dermeyer for helping us arrange that. Next slide, thank you. So I want to say thank you to some very specific groups of people. Desert Diamond Casinos, they've given us grants for the last 3 years. That equates to 88 assessment grants through 2026. So if you think our costs have been going up, but that's money from Desert Diamond that they grant to us. I'd like to thank our members who give so freely of their time, their money, themselves, and their love. So thank you very much for all of that. From the RCSC staff in general, I would like to thank the RCSC staff for foundation support. But I'd like to have special recognition to Deborah Haith, who is in the front office. She's the first touch for many of our members that are looking for help. She is very focused on providing that help, and I cannot thank her enough. And Angie Nelson, who helps us with our bookkeeping and our bookkeeping questions. So thank you very much. And then a final thank you to the RCSC Board of Directors, because without their support, the foundation would not flourish. We've got space. We've had some financial support from the board in relation to being able to ensure that we're being able to do grants. So thank you guys, and I'd like you all to give yourselves a round of applause because you guys are amazing. Thank you very much. Which one is this one? Yep. So, okay. AirPods, compliments of 6-star AC heating and cooling. Member ID 168138, Leanne McCurlick. Okay, iPad, compliments of Peoria Ford. Member 53309, Philip Chacos? Chacos. Okay, see, that's why the member number.
I think so.
55-inch Insignia TV, compliments of board member. It's a private donation. 131007, Cyril Sukop. Thank you.
Yeah, it's always all about you, Rebecca. So now, please, if you will, welcome our new general manager, Rebecca Hill. We'll address some of the 2025 highlights and 2026 objectives from management's point of view. Rebecca?
Thank you, everybody. Good evening. It's so good to see everybody here tonight. I just wanted to start off with just saying that I'm grateful for the opportunity to work and serve for such a fun and wonderful community. I love that I get to share some of the wins for 2025, but the dedication and recognition of the hard work goes into the team that was here in the trenches before I got here. But quickly, I just wanted to share with you my intention, as I've shared, to improve member experience and employee experience, and kind of what that means. Improving experiences doesn't necessarily mean that everybody can get their way. What it means is that we're focused on looking for equitable solutions and win-win opportunities. Not everything is absolute, and if we can stay flexible and work together, I believe we can move this community forward. As I've shared with many of you, community building and elevation is not a sprint, but a marathon. I continue to ask for your patience and grace as it takes time to build trust with members, with the board, and with the team. I recognize this is a big ask, given some of the shared history, but please know that I'm passionate about intentional decision-making, building community, and being of service. And before I move on to the rest of my presentation, I just wanted to share how much fun it has been meeting so many awesome people in the community. Everybody is very talented. In the last 6 months, I was invited to be a judge at Dancing with the Stars event. So fun, loved it. I had the opportunity to vote on my favorite quilt at the biannual quilt show, attended the holiday golf parade, Discover Sun City, the Arts and Crafts Festival, a couple of Pride meetings, and everybody has been super welcoming, and I appreciate the opportunity. Next slide, please. So I went on a listening tour. I have met with members and committees and clubs, obviously with the board and with the internal team, and very consistently I have heard that there is no communication, among other things, but no communication. And through many conversations with our team, again, listening to the members, I thought I would share all the ways in which RCSC attempts to communicate in all the different ways, not just with members, but with the greater community. So I've listed all of the different opportunities that we have: monthly exchange meetings, board meetings, town hall meetings, committee meetings, meetings with Mike. You can email us. We've had some meet and greets, and then the liaison meetings. Next slide, please. Oh, go back, sorry. In total, the board and/or our leadership team has sat and listened to more than 515 hours of meetings listening to members and community feedback. And I thought it'd be interesting to start sharing some of the data that we're collecting so that we can have some better conversations. And I'm hoping that the more communication that we have, it can improve our communication and marketing plan when the new communications and marketing manager comes on board, as Chris mentioned earlier, excuse me. And as of right now, I just wanted to share that we have one person on our team who manages 95% of our communications, and so that's quite a big challenge that we have. We're hoping that the new person will help provide some strategic support and streamlining some of the opportunities that we have for that back and forth. I think some of the information that I've gotten was more communication. The challenge, I think people felt like it was timing or perhaps the proper channels to communicate certain items. And in addition to working on that, we're hoping to have a creative marketing plan that will also focus on a welcoming experience at the Welcome Center. Next slide. In addition to all of the meetings, we managed to get some work done. While most of this might not wow everybody, it is a reflection of the team's dedication to keeping our assets well-maintained and ensuring the members have the best opportunity to enjoy all the amenities available to you. So quick highlight, we had over 1 million check-ins at our rec centers. That's incredible. We've had more than 340,000 bowling games. This is farther away than I thought it was, but we have 51. We went from 51 to 58 free and paid events, and more than 314,000 rounds of golf. More than 174 capital improvement projects. That's a pretty busy year. Golf is still managing our ADWR water restrictions, as Tom mentioned earlier. They're working on continuously improving our playing conditions, and we can go on, but basically we have some grills that are going towards new menus and new looks, and facilities has been busy as ever with HVAC, as Tom mentioned also, parking lot improvements and cement projects, roof repairs. Next, please. We wanted to make this quick and efficient, so we did take the financials away from Tom. Sorry, Tom. I told him I'd be quick and we can get to the feedback that the membership has. Operating actuals, total revenue collected was $28.5 million. Total expenses are $26.4 million with a positive balance of $2.1 million. And part of that was we were very intentional on not refilling various positions within the organization, and also had to hold on some operational projects in order to meet some of our budget restrictions that we had. So congratulations to the board and the team for completing a fiscally responsible year. For more information, there's financial reports in the back, and please remember that financials are presented at each monthly board meeting along with the treasurer's report. And I went through that one quickly because they went through the whole spiel at the January board meeting. All right, next. This is the part that I'm super excited about, is what we're doing going forward. And we are very focused on marketing and communication, as I explained. In addition to RCSC moving towards better collaboration with our community partners and our partner organization, as well as looking for revenue generating opportunities, while also making sure that we're looking at cost saving opportunities as well. And I'll hand it over to Tom. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. Well, you want to throw that one back up there, Alan? Because she left me the last 3 bullets so I get the honor and privilege, or not, of going over those quickly. The North Golf Course renovation, as we've mentioned, there is continuing work that needs to be done in order to comply with the Arizona Department of Water Resources continuing restriction on the amount of water that we can use. And so we have plans for now the North Golf Course, which I believe will start soon, next month or two. And the idea then is that there will be additional projects, in particular, eventually the South Golf Course, which, if you're familiar with that piece of property, that's a huge golf course. And the amount of area that we may be able to take out of irrigation, and I know that that might be an issue for some folks, that you saw grass behind your house at one time, and it may be granite in the future. But the state is telling us we can't use the water that we have in the past. We do live in a desert, and water is becoming a very, very precious resource. So the South Golf Course will probably see the same kind of turf changes that we've been doing at Quail and at North, in order to install a turf that is more heat resistant, uses 20% or so less water, does not go dormant quite as fast in the fall, and greens up faster in the spring. So there's a lot of pluses to those changes, but the main focus is to comply with state requirements on water usage. The next one there is fiscal responsibility. So I do get to talk about budgets after all. But this has been an ongoing fiscal or fiduciary duty for this board and the management team to be fiscally responsible with your funds and our funds. Every dime is precious here, and how it gets spent and how it gets allocated to the different projects or just in normal operation and maintenance is critical, and we watch it all the time. So our pledge to you is to continue with the fiscal responsibility that we were able to demonstrate in 2025 as we move into 2026. And then finally, as Vice President Nettesheim will dance on her twinkle toes, hopefully we are going to break ground at Mountain View sometime later this year. And I am certain that if that does happen, there will be shovels for everyone who wants to get their picture taken with a shovel. And please, if we do get that together, please come, bring your cameras and stand in front of that sign. And this is a big deal for Sun City to be moving forward with the renovation of that piece of property. Okay, we should do another drawing here. Rebecca, did you want the honors of this drawing, or?
Oh, I would love to.
All right.
Okay, lucky winners. Everybody cross your fingers. Number 138289, Michael Knight.
What do you win?
He won AirPods, compliments of Rose Paving. Woo! I'm new here. Yeah. Thanks, Mike. All right, the next is a Moet kitchen faucet with a reverse osmosis water filtration, compliments of Sunland Plumbing. And there's so many words on here. And 4 tickets to tomorrow night's Sundial show featuring piano icons of the world. Number 163728, Barbara Jones. Ooh, Barbara! There you go. All right, next we have a 55-inch Samsung TV, compliments of Sunland Plumbing, member ID 181783, Michael Ruff. Yay! Don't take it.
Just hang on to it, it'll be fine. Okay, just about put an hour in here. Why don't we take a quick 10-minute break here, and then when we come back, we'll start with the portion of the program where members are allowed to come in and speak to members. So let's break for 10 minutes, and we'll start at the top of the hour. Thank you. Pull the... Oh. By the way, if you are hoping to speak, you do need to pull a number from that canister in the back, and we'll have to limit some of that tonight, because we do have to, as we were talking earlier, be out of here and giving the staff plenty of time to break this room down and set up for tomorrow. So we'll try to keep those comments to around an hour or so, but let's take this break and make sure you have a number back there if you hope to speak. Yes. Folks, it's about time to reconvene here. If you would take your seats, and we will start with our member comments section. We expect there to be a fair number of folks who would like to say something tonight, but we are kind of constrained by time, so we're going to try to enforce strictly the 3-minute policy. So as many as we can get in, we'll get in here, but we're going to try to shut this off at about an hour and then wrap up after that. Okay, so the podium, you might notice, is facing the different direction. And the idea behind that is this is an opportunity for you to speak to your membership and communicate with them. You don't always get a chance to do that, member to member. So we thought we might try this and see how that goes. So Secretary Keiss, would you call the first number?
I hope the first number is 41, because that's what's up there. Number 41? There she is.
Let's see, my name's Mary Shopper. My number's 128-442-422. It's one of those numbers, guys.
I think we have it.
128-422. Just a really, really quick question, which will be really different for me. How many people do we have on live stream? Mike, where's Mike?
Ellen, do you know how many people we have on live stream? 42.
Thank you to the 42 people that are online, because when you watch the meetings, like the exchange meetings, and you see the board meetings, it's like, oh my goodness, they only got 3 people there. You know, what's going on with the board? By all means, feel free to dial in and use the chat facility that's on the computer to make your voice heard. That's all I got, guys.
That was an unpaid endorsement of live stream, by the way. Unpaid, yeah. Number 42, please.
My name is Mo McLean. My number is 158-477. I just have a question. I have been in a few of the rec centers, and I have a blue punch card. And I have always been under the assumption that I have to be with the person that's getting it punched, if they want to go to the swimming pool, if they want to go work out. I have been seeing people go in with their punch cards and they don't have the white sheet. Like, you know, if you have a punch card and you get the white sheet for the whole day, if you have visitors, and they don't have the white sheet, they just have the punch card. So am I doing it wrong? I mean, do I have to be there with my guests to get the card punched and let them go to the pool?
Yes. You're 100% correct the way you're doing it. Then if you want to go to the microphone, you're 100% right the way you're doing it. And then if you want to get them a day pass while you're there, then you go up, you get them filled out with a day pass. Then they're good for the next place they go.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing them go in, you know, the people, the owners of the card aren't going with them. They're not there. It's just the person that's going to the pool or going to the rec center to work out.
And they're not supposed to do that. And we will have someone look into that.
Okay. I just want to make sure I was doing it wrong or right. Thank you.
Thank you. Number 43, please.
Jay Ferris, 162435. I understood that this was an age-restricted community. Is this enforced, or is there any way to enforce it? I have neighbors that are, I don't even think they're 30, and they're running an operation there. It's a child protective services. They go out and get kids that are in some kind of bad situation and bring them there and put them up for a couple of days. And it's not a big problem, but you know, Youngtown had an age restriction community, and they didn't enforce it, and they lost it. So I'd like to see people do something about this. Let's see, what else here? Number one thing, can we get some new chairs? I would put that number one on my list of things to do. Okay? Thank you.
I would suggest you contact SHOA, the Homeowners Association, about that situation that you just discussed?
I have. I've talked to every organization and group in Sun City, and all they do is give me another phone number to call. I even went to the corporate office, and she gave me a phone number to call.
Okay. I happen to know the director of SHOA, so perhaps we can intercede for you and see what we can do.
It's going to work, but they told me that that's not their purview.
Well, let's find out.
Number 44. Number 45, please.
Yes, you can.
Okay,
Alan?
moving on.
Vice President Edison.
So I have a follow-up question, because we've got lots of members here. Is anybody else experiencing those kind of problems with underage children in houses?
Yeah, quick show of hand. If
Just quick show of hands. Are we? Okay. All right, thank you.
Treasurer Gray?
Yes, thank you. One of the things that you need to know about, if there's somebody that's underage, they can be there for 90 days. If it's a homeowner that's underage, that's a different story. But just so you know, too, and we do have board members and the general manager from SHOA here tonight, there's a legal process that you have to go through. You cannot just snap your fingers, and I speak from experience because I was on the board for multiple years, as well as working there in compliance. You can't just snap your fingers. It's a process you have to go through. And I've heard people over and over say, well, they're not doing anything. They are. There are hundreds of cases that have been dealt with over the years, and they've addressed them. But you can't just snap your fingers and say, no, you got to go. And I'll tell you, one of the other challenges is when they're reported as being underage and the sheriff comes out, the sheriff knocks on the door. If nobody answers, they close the case. That's not something that SHOA can do. That's not something the rec center can handle. You just have to work through that process. And so the bottom line is, SHOA deals with hundreds, actually thousands of cases, not all underage, but it takes time and there's a process and they have to go through the legal process. They can't just snap their fingers and say, this is the way it goes.
SHOA told me that it's not their purview. There was nothing they could do about it any way, shape, or form.
All right. Let's move on to the next number.
Mr. President,
Well,
I just want to say one thing. Sir, every once in a while, we'll get as far as to go downtown, and there's a in front of the commission council, is that, or the, and they ask for volunteers to come down and testify and talk about it and get your presence known that you don't want the underaged. I've been to a few of them, and we're lucky if we get 20 people from Sun City to show up. So please, whenever there's underage and they're trying to get variances and all this, you've got to come down and make your stand down at downtown when the meetings come up.
Okay. Number 46, please.
Good evening, Lori Ellingson, 133335. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who is here tonight. I appreciate your involvement, and I am going to just quote certain people. The first one is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. So thank you for being here. Thank you for coming up and speaking. Thank you for getting involved. Thank you for writing to the board, writing articles and opinions to the Sun City Independent, and thank you for continuing to come to the exchange meetings and the board meetings. Einstein said, "The world would not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who watch and do nothing." Please don't just sit there and watch and do nothing. Please get involved. Please let the board know how you feel about things. Nothing is going to change unless you become active. The next quote from Wendy Jade: "An environment that is not safe to disagree in is not an environment focused on growth. It's an environment focused on control." Everything that you feel they might not agree with, but you are allowed to speak your opinion. So please do. Difference maker. Please be a difference maker. Definition: a dedicated person who can make a big impact even with just a small action or a few words. Someone who improves the lives of others, one who rallies or encourages others to propel themselves forward and bring about change. I know a lot of you don't like change, but it is for the good. And two more. William Arthur Ward: "The pessimist complains about the wind. The optimist expects it to change. The realist adjusts the sails." So if there's something that you don't like or you don't agree with, get involved and adjust those sails. And the very last one. The older I get, the more I realize adaptability is the highest form of intelligence. Knowledge matters, but the ability to learn, unlearn, and change course matters more. The rigid cling to what was, the adaptable adjust to what is and what will be. The future belongs to them. Your future here in Sun City belongs to you. Don't just sit there. Don't talk to your neighbors and complain. Come and help us make a change. Thank you.
Number 47, please.
Hello, my name's Mike Modell, 145164. I just wanted to make a couple comments about what I expected to see at this meeting besides what we've already seen, and I think we've seen some very good information about here and now, but what we're not seeing is anything related to where we want to be in the next 3 to 5 years or even 10 years, and how things are evolving. Specifically, how is the market for Sun City changing? Now, when Del Webb built this place, he put enormous energy into marketing it, and it became a great attraction. Now, are we in that same place or not, and are we headed either towards that vision or away from it? And I know there's a lot of factors outside the board's control, the RCSC, that affect people's interest in moving to Arizona, to Sun City, into this community, as far as the houses that we have here available and the people that are here, et cetera. But what I'm missing from an annual meeting like this is kind of the state of the union. And I don't know if that's the general manager's job or the board president's job or somebody, in a marketing role that we haven't yet seen's job to give us kind of the vision of where this group of people that are making decisions about what changes and implementations we have will take us to that next level where our home values continue to increase, where the interest of the people in participation and support of the community increases, and where we all feel like we're headed in a trajectory that's going to be better for us than where we've come from. Thank you.
Number 48, please. Number 49. Number 50, please. 51.
My name is Paula Sandoval, and my number is 142580. And I would like to talk about voting in Sun City. At the last election, I had to drive all the way to Sun City West to turn in my ballot. I'm wondering and hoping and hopeful that we will be able to vote in our rec centers or local somewhere here in Sun City. So I hope that is being considered. Senior citizens, we can vote, and that can help make change. So please don't take away our vote by making it far. Thank you.
I would just add to that there are discussions going on with Maricopa County about a variety of issues that surround establishing polling places. And if you look around the count or this side of the valley, you'll find, no, just hang on. You'll find many churches and libraries and places that have traditionally hosted polling places no longer do that. And there's a reason for that. And it goes back to liability and insurance and things of that nature. And until those get resolved, which we're working on with Maricopa County, that's the roadblock to anyone who is trying to accommodate a polling place. Gotcha. is to take care of that.
I did not use all my 3 minutes, so I'd like to add, our rec centers welcome all of us. I'm sure our rec centers have wonderful insurance. Yeah. So why can we not go in there to vote?
Well, it's we'll take this offline, and I can discuss this with you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you for all your volunteer time.
Yeah. But part of the reason also is if you open up a polling place, anybody can come in and vote in there. You can't restrict it to people in Sun City. So even though it's in our rec centers, you have to, anybody that wants to come in and vote there can come in and vote, and that becomes part of the liability issue. You can't just hold it and do it only for Sun City residents.
In the cities, they put the polling places in the firehouses. So they're spread out evenly around the cities and stuff. And then the people can come to the firehouse that's in their area. And maybe that's what they need to get back to out here.
Okay. Number 52, please.
Dennis Christ, 124779. I'd like to address the membership and let them know what I have discovered over the last year. I worked at the Long Range Planning Committee for a bit, and one of the biggest issues that I see that Sun City is facing is water. Right now the ADR-WR has mandated that the golf courses have to reduce water, but the plan that they've approved for 8 years is only going to reduce water by like 15%. If we wanted to get down to this point where the same amount of water is used on our courses that other post-1985 courses can use, we would have to reduce it by about 45%. And that's going to take a lot of money to do that. And that's something that we talked about with the board. They are aware of that. And I presented a motion for them to consider that when we revise the golf courses that they consider that 90 acres is what we should be irrigating. And that, of course, was not approved, but it's something that has to be considered. The water situation that we have in Arizona right now, we already know that we're going to take a 20% cut for sure. The water availability coming from the Colorado slopes right now is at 15% of normal, and so it could be very critical. And now the Supreme Court obviously will probably have to get into the case somewhat to determine how much water they're going to get from the Colorado River. So those are the things that the long-term viability of Sun City could be dependent upon what is done with the water situation. So I encourage people to get informed and let the board know what options do we have. And finally, I'd like to have the board identify, because we have a situation coming up where they change the bylaws, so if the membership want to change anything in the bylaws, they have to start now to define what they want to do, what changes. But I would like to know if the board could define what an appropriate member subject is, because it has to be supposedly the legal people that you had talked to say that you have to have an appropriate member subject before it even can be voted on. So I'd like to have the board address that, at least now, if not now, in the future.
I can attempt to do that, but I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a bylaws attorney. So I was on the bylaws working group, and we went through and we had long discussions and emails with our bylaws attorney about that. The best explanation I can give you is look in the bylaws. The bylaws will say what are appropriate and not appropriate things. I can't give you specifics on it because it's going to depend on the individual motion. But that's why we also set up the process, is that if a member submits a motion, the first thing we'll do is we'll let it go to the bylaws attorney, and the bylaws attorney can give feedback. Okay, this is or isn't going to be an appropriate motion, and they will give you why, and that gives you the ability as the submitter to modify it or to make it to something that will be appropriate. Things that have to do with finances. If you're going to talk about the board's ability to impact or to make decisions on finances, not going to be appropriate, because that's what the board is elected to do, is take care of our finances. There are employee decisions. There are a lot of other ones that are defined in the bylaws that can be appropriate or not appropriate. But it's going to come down to, when a motion is submitted by a member, to go through that process, get feedback from the members about how to modify and make it better, and so that when it comes time to vote in January of next year, that there are things that the members can change. I don't have a better answer for that. Then you have to go into the bylaws and see what it says in there. I'm sorry. And I don't have them with me, so I can't read it to you.
Vice President Edison.
So the other thing I want to add is, in addition to that, is that should the bylaws attorney say it's not a proper member motion, it can still be a recommendation. So even though we get to the point where it said it's not a proper member motion, it still goes through the voting process. So it goes through the voting process as a recommendation, and the members can then vote on the recommendation, which is a clear voice to the board of where the members stand. So that is the way that we actually set it up, so that your voice could still be heard, even if it wasn't a proper member motion to change the bylaws. But it can become a recommendation to the board, because, say, it's the business affairs of the corporation. So just go, as Director Kais said, go read the bylaws. It's pretty clear in there what we can and can't do.
Go ahead.
Number 53, please.
52 left his number up here. Hi, I'm John Fast, 153-253. It's good to see that everybody is so interested in all these issues and not in TVs and giveaways. Well, look, I've been a steady proponent of multi-purpose facility replacing the auditorium at Mountain View. I still believe that we can build a multi-purpose facility at Mountain View in the same time for half the money and have it be used twice as much. But I was kind of challenged by the members to say, show me how you're going to do this. And I am a lawyer. I'm not an architect. So that's a big challenge. And so what I am doing is building a scale model that fits within the footprint of the theater, of a multi-purpose facility, and costing it out. And what I need to do is just present it to the members via YouTube and let you see what you can get for your money. That's all. Thanks.
Number 54, please.
Tad Daughters, 11, 43, 7, no, 11, 117,436. I'd just like to say that thank you to the board for the work they have done on the Mountain View renovation. I'm looking forward to seeing the shovels in the ground. Thank you.
Number 55, please. 56. If you have a number coming up, folks, if you want to come to the front row, that would probably help. But just realize that's an availability for you.
Yep. Good evening, folks. Russ Toman, 13, 1983. This is more a celebration meeting than a real meeting that we would normally have, I guess, for what I call an annual meeting. Two things I want to mention that I think RCSC needs to pay attention to, and I want the members to understand that. I think for July 4th, we need a celebration here for the 250th anniversary of our United States. And I want everybody here in the back to support that, get sponsors, get money, and make a big event out of it. We need to do that for the people that decide to stay here during July. The second thing that I want to say is we are going to have a time capsule opened up at Bell in the middle of November. This is another party time for the people in back of me and you in the public to come out and pay attention and celebrate a little bit with Sun City because it's based on their history and such. We can get some more sponsors. That's how they pulled this off tonight. We can do that. We can have some cash prizes and some other things, 50-50 raffles. But I think we need to celebrate some things here, which is what this event tonight seemed to be. It's more about celebration. So those are the two things I want to mention. Keep those in mind as the snowbirds leave. These are for the people that would like to be here and party. All right, board?
Number 57, please.
Hi, good evening. My name is Lisa Gray. My number is 100548. I'm going to address one thing first. This is not why I came up here, but I'm the general manager of the Sun City Homeowners Association, also known as SHOA. We definitely enforce the age overlay, period. If you have a question, if you want to talk about it, I will meet you after this, okay? Because none of my staff would say that we do not handle it. It is our #1 priority and enforcing the single-family home CC&Rs. The Rec Center and SHOA are two different organizations, and we handle that. I came in tonight, and a resident came up to me and said, Lisa, thank you for your staff getting those 2 underage kids in a property, and they are now out of the house. So we deal with that every day. Not every day. I don't want to make everybody think like we're being invaded by kids, because we're not, right? We're not. But we do. That is our #1. If we don't enforce that, there's no reason for SHOA to exist. Okay, so that's, I'm just going to address that. So if you've had a problem with that, please come and see me. My compliance manager is also here tonight. We'd be glad to talk to you, and we will take care of it. So, thank you. So the reason I came up here is because I want to thank the board. SHOA and the Rec Center are two different organizations, and so many people move into Sun City thinking that when you pay your assessment, that the RCSC is also your HOA, and they are not, right? So for many, 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 many years, I've been here. This is my 20th year here. I know I look young, moved in really early. I'm legal though now. I was legal then. But one of the things is that the two organizations really have never worked together that I'm aware of. This board and this general manager and the other senior leaders and our team and our board, we are working together so well, and we're all in this together, right? Property values are very important for the resale of your property, so that's where the HOA comes in, and it's also very important for all the fun that you get. So us working together is really a benefit to the community. And once a month, we also have a leadership coalition where all the leaders from all the organizations come together. So like the Posse, Sun City Can, all those groups, their leadership, we get together and we talk about what's going on in our organizations and how can we support each other, right? And so just so that you know, that's going on behind the scenes for your benefit, for the benefit of our community. So I really want to thank this president and this vice president, because I work very closely with them, and the rest of the board. I mean, several of these guys came out and they helped with our day of service last week, cleaning yards. We cleaned 14 properties for our community, and they were very supportive, and they have been very supportive. So I want to thank them and publicly let you guys know that you have a great leadership team here that's really working on the benefit of all of us. So thank you guys very much.
Number 58, please.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Dave Gardner, 135108. I want to make two focuses here. The first one is to the board. Thank you very much for all you're doing for the safety and the comfort of everyone here at Sun City. In that regard, the second is to you folks out here. The safety and the comfort of the people here in Sun City is paramount, and one of the things that's bothering me, bothering a lot of my neighbors, are the, quote, homeless people, unquote, that are infiltrating the area, particularly around Grand and 107th. So this is to focus to you, not a rec center issue, but it's a focus to you that many of those people, it's been proven, are doing a job. They're making money. They're out there getting an income. They're not paying taxes on it. They're also using your tax dollars and getting the welfare benefits that they are not entitled to, but they do get because they're not claiming any of their income. So I want to encourage you, encourage the board, encourage everyone. The people that need the help, the people that have mental problems, get them the help that they need. Let's direct them toward the agencies that are necessary. But the others that are taking advantage of the system, don't pander to them. Don't give them the money when they put out their hand. Don't feel guilty. If they want a job, let them get a job. If they need the help, let them get it. We'll get them the help. We will help them out. There are agencies out there, but the Department of Interior has determined that if you feed the bears become a nuisance, and if you don't feed the bears, then the bears learn to hunt for themselves, and they're fine. The bears take care of themselves. The same will be true of these panhandlers. If we don't feed the panhandlers, they're going to get a job. If they can't get a job and they need the help, then we're all in favor of getting them the social benefits that they need. But in the meantime, if we would all not give them the handouts and encourage our neighbors and our friends not to, it'll make this a lot safer, a lot more pleasant community to live in. Thank you.
Director Collins.
Yes, I would like to, sir, I agree with you. And what I'd like to say is take a little bag and put it in your car. And when you're going to hand out the money, put it in the bag, and every month come down to the foundation and give it to the foundation, and that money will stay in this community and help our people. Thank you.
Number 59, please.
Hello, my name is Rita Ruff, and my number is 181-784. I just have a question about the Mountain View renovations. Will you be putting out a schedule once you know when you're breaking ground of what, I don't know if the whole thing's going to be shut or it'll be some things open, the pool open, et cetera?
So one of our goals, one of the things to do is a calendar. So we're not at that point yet where we can give you a calendar that when this is going to happen, et cetera. So we will have a calendar, and we will be sharing that with the membership.
Thank you. So you're welcome. It's not like the whole thing will be closed, like maybe
in all
parts?
probability, yes, it will.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Number 60, please.
That's me.
Go ahead. Okay, thank you. He was number 60. Well, we're going to move on. Number 61, please.
Janet Curry, 155488. I'm here to give you a little bit more information about Sun City Foundation's 40 for 40, but first a commercial, and this commercial's for Shoah. I am the one who thanked the general manager of Shoah, Lisa Gray, for having the family that had young children in my neighborhood almost directly across the street from me. They had 2 children living there for a year and a half. It does take time. That would not have happened without the help of Shoah. So yes, they are very much on top of it. Anyway, the other part of this commercial is they rely on the voluntary memberships for $25 a year, and they do the work. They have paid staff, but they're not making a lot of money, and they're not working, they're not full-time. But please send in your $25 to Shoah every year. Usually I'm a little late, but they get it. Anyway, Director Nettlesheim, she talked about 40 for 40, which is the Sun City Foundation's new campaign for beautification projects for RCSC. And I know she was a little rushed for time. We had some questions back there. And so I want to explain a little bit more about it. The Sun City Foundation has been in existence for 40 years. And so we have a year-long campaign to try to raise money for beautification projects for RCSC properties. Now, we will continue to pay the lot assessments, which is the people who have outlived their resources. We help them with their lot resources. We'll continue that, and the SEN is for seniors. But this is something new. We are hoping that 1,000 of you will give us, or donate to Sun City Foundation $40 for the 40 years we've been in existence. So you'll be hearing more about it throughout the year. And we have a table in the back, so if anybody would like to come back and give the donation or pick up information, we welcome you. Thank you.
Number 62, please.
Susan Bjork, 112650. I didn't plan to speak today, but I'm going to address what you brought up. The gentleman that talked about future and what are we doing with trends and where are we going in Sun City. What do we need to do to keep our home values up? What are the trends out there for the new generations moving in? Because that is happening. That's who's buying our homes. So one of the things that helps address that is a master plan, and as many of you know, we did start down that road. It was approved at the 2/27/25 meeting that we would get funding for that master plan. And I know because I'm on the Long Range Planning Committee, and the Long Range Planning Committee has highly recommended that. That's why they approved it. But apparently there's some funding issues with the accounting practices. Well, isn't that the auditor's job to figure out how to get the money out of the right accounts? So the one thing that we need, that a master plan does, is it looks at the trends. It looks at, every city does this. They pull in consultants to do a master plan for the whole city and look forward to determine what do we need to do to stay relevant and make sure that our values continue to rise. People want to keep coming here, and that's what we were trying to get accomplished. But it was stopped because of an accounting issue that should be resolved some way, somehow. We find ways to put things in PIF money because we wanted to bring it out of PIF. We find ways to put things in PIF money that really shouldn't be there, and I won't go down that path, but I think master plan is going to help this community stay relevant and increase our home values. One of the things that I was told, that even though it was approved, is that I should go get signatures on how many think that we should do a master plan just like any other city would do. And I'd like to a show of hands. How many of you think that a master plan should be done in this organization so that we can continue to increase the value and drive people to our community? Thank you.
Number 63, please.
Has everyone spoken who wished to speak tonight?
Even if you don't have a number, if you haven't spoken yet, you can come up before we start with people going around the second time.
We have 15 minutes or so. If not, Lori, go ahead. You're up.
Yes, I just needed a little clarification. The woman that brought up the request for being able to vote on the facilities here, and one of the responses was because of insurance, and that anyone would be able to come in. So my confusion is anyone can come in and play bingo. Anyone can come in and bowl. Anyone can come in and play golf. Anyone can come in to Sundial. Anyone can come into the libraries. So I'm just a little confused how it's different if we were to make this a polling place.
As I did earlier, we'll take that offline. It's a very complicated issue. It is not straightforward.
All right, thank you. And I also want to say extremely important that we have a master plan so that we can keep up with the other communities, we can keep up with the current trends, and not just what is happening here in Sun City, because that will improve your property values, that will improve the quality of people that are moving here. And if you are able to kind of foresee how important it is that we keep up with current trends, a lot of these issues that people talk about will go away. And a multi-purpose facility at Mountain View is a great, great idea, and I hope that you are open to hearing more about that and seeing how that can benefit each and every one of you. Thank you.
Okay, has everyone spoken tonight? One more.
Good evening, everybody. Scott Bordness, 170212. I'm a Gen Xer. Been here for a little over 2 years, almost 3 years now. I love this place. I've worked with everybody here in the board last year on the a different committee, and I can tell you, professional, 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 all the way down. I support these people each and every day. I see all the things that are going on. I work with Showa. Get involved. It's that easy. I travel every single week somewhere in the United States. I work 60 to 70 hours a week. I still have time. Please get involved. Thank you very much.
John.
John
wants to speak again.
I don't want to keep you any longer than you do, but really, a strategic plan is the biggest thing lacking in this community. We're making huge decisions, $30 million, and we don't know what we're going to do next. We're going to renovate another facility. We don't know. We're not expected to know. These people are fine people. They don't have the expertise. I don't have the expertise. As a fiduciary, every community, and I'm saying every community, has such a plan. Why? Because they don't want to get sued. When something goes wrong, when a bad decision is made that can't be reversed, they want to say, an expert advised us to do this. So please, please consider supporting a strategic plan. Thank you.
Anita, go ahead.
My name is Anita Borski, 136312. To be fully honest, I'm a former board member. I was on the board for 2 years. There's not a single person sitting up there that doesn't want a master plan. We've all looked at them, we've interviewed, we've had companies come in, we have talked to them, we have gotten price estimates. They run anywhere from $300,000 to $1 million, depending on the kind of plan that you want. That money cannot come out of certain funds because it's not a capital project. Capital projects have to last a certain number of years. The professionals that have come in told us flat out it will last 3 to 5 years and then has to be revised. We will do a master plan, but it'll increase your fees. So if you're ready to pay another $30 to $50 a year for a master plan, please let us know, let them know, I'm not them anymore, let them know, and we'll do a master plan. But that's the honest story about a master plan. We either don't do something we're doing now, we stop fixing a pool, we fire some people, or we raise your fees. You have to decide which way you want it. Thank you.
Susan, is this going to be anything other than the continued master plan arguments?
Yeah.
Well, then let's move on, okay?
I have something to say.
No, we've talked about this. There's several.
Is this not a members meeting?
Okay, you got 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Thanks for arguing with me.
You're welcome.
112-650, Susan Bjork. So relative to how much it's going to cost, I was on the interview committee. I'm the one that pulled together the master scope, and we only gave them a big paintbrush. We didn't meet with them to explain what we wanted for a master plan. We didn't have any discussion. They just gave us big, wide numbers. As far as raising your fees, it's because we're not taking it out of the PIF. And just so you know, we need to pay attention to the finances because we do need to increase fees because they weren't increased for many, many years. And we are already behind. So the reason that your fees would have to be raised is because of the bucket the auditor says that the money has to come out of. And that is what an auditor should help us do, figure out how do we word this so that we can take it out of the proper bucket, but that's not happening. And a master plan is essential. As John mentioned, and as I mentioned, most communities do a master plan so that we're ensuring that we're staying relevant. Yes, what people here today want is important, but it is also important for us to stay relevant in this community so that people want to move here. And that is not happening. We need the right people to move in, and we need to make sure that we're staying up with the Joneses, per se. So that's all I have to say.
Okay. I think we've gone through all those who wish to speak this evening, and I see no one else. So why don't we move on with another door prize drawing. Mr. Deermeyer. All right. This is for an iPad, compliments of AZ HVAC Solutions. Janice Bates, if you're still here. Awesome. The next is AirPods, compliments of Kraus Anderson, and these go to Cheryl Hansen. There she is. And this is a 55-inch TV, compliments of PyroGuard Alarms. And this goes to Thomas Campbell. Campbell. Bingo. Okay, well, awesome. We have one more drawing that we'll get to in just a second. First, I just want to thank everybody for attending. And this has been an excellent turnout, and we had some great discussion. We tried to give you some highlights of what happened in the past year, what our finances look like, and what some of the goals that we're looking forward to trying to reach during 2026. As you know, there'll be an exchange meeting then on April 13th. It is always held right here and at 9 a.m. in Sundial. And the next meeting of the Board of Directors will be on April 30th at 9 a.m. also right here. And then we talked a little bit about the annual membership meeting, which will now be a year from now, March 30th of 2027. But the thing that I wanted to touch on, and I had planned on maybe spending more time on this, but it's getting late, and we did put some information at the back of the room as far as what the process would be to follow if you wanted to make a member-sponsored motion. And there were some comments that we talked about here from individuals, and some members of the board responded to those. So if you want to pick up one of those documents in the back, it'll give you the schedule for when to make those member-sponsored motions and how they'll be handled through time to be whether they're eventually a proper motion to be voted on or a recommendation, but there is a process so that you can have a voice in what the bylaws say. So please look at that, and if you have something that you think should be addressed, go ahead and put something together, get it sent in so that it can begin to go through that process, which will take pretty much the next year to get through. Okay. Why don't we just go ahead and do our last grand prize? That box back there that is behind General Manager Hill. She's not going to. Yes, sir.
As people have said, this is your meeting. We did it very differently this year. If you liked it, let us know. If there are things you want added, if there are things you want changed, things to make this meeting better, please let us know that also. So again, thank you to our sponsors. This is your meeting. If there's more that you want that should be involved in this, please let us know so we can make it better for you. Okay.
All right. You vacated the rest of my notes, but yes. Thank you very much. I'm sure you said it better than I would have anyway. So this is our grand prize drawing. And so it's the 85-inch Samsung TV up there, compliments of Tri-C Diversified Construction, and the winner is Karen Tolliver. I'm sure you'll find someone who has a big truck that will help you get that home, one way or another. Hopefully that won't get diverted somewhere else in Sun City. But again, thank you for your attendance. Hope you enjoyed the evening. Congratulations to all the members who won a prize. We're now ready to adjourn. And hearing no objections, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you for your patience.
This is a copy-written production of the Recreation Centers of Sun City Incorporated and is intended for the sole purpose of informing our Recreation Center members. Any duplication, copying, transmission, broadcast, or use, including electronic and social media, is strictly prohibited without the prior written consent from the Recreation Centers of Sun City Incorporated. Thank you for watching.